With increasing socio-economic instability, investment migration is becoming a popular choice for individuals seeking security as well as a return on investment. And so to tell us more about the benefits of citizenship by investment, I'm joined by Forbes Middle East 30 under 30 lister Jeffrey Henseler, CEO and founder of Passport Legacy and Property Legacy. It's great to be with you, Jeffrey.
Thank you so much for coming to our office.
Talk to us about citizenship by investment. What does that actually entail? And how does Passport Legacy facilitate that process?
Yeah, so the concept of citizenship by investment has started in 1984 by a small island called St. Kitts and Nevis, which is located in the Caribbean. They were the first ones to realize we have a strong passport. People in the world do not have access to a lot of countries based on their current citizenship, and have made it into a business based on giving a citizenship against an investment to the country, plus passing, of course, all criminal backgrounds and everything related to that. Once they have seen that this country is quite successful, especially neighboring islands, they've also started doing something like that. And some other countries then also started to do something which is called residence, which is mainly buying property in a specific country and based on that gaining the residency, which will allow them to live and travel within the Schengen area, such as Greece and Portugal, for example.
And so then for those who are looking to do that, what are the key benefits of citizenship by investment or maybe a European golden visa for both individuals and for families?
Yeah. So each and everybody has a little bit the individual goal, I would say. Some say, hey, I'm very happy with my job here in Dubai, but I'm a Syrian national. If I want to take my family on vacation, I need to apply for a Schengen visa 3 months in advance, for example. Others, they say, I have a business in Germany and I need to be in Germany on that day and 4 days later in Singapore, and my current passport does not allow to do that. Again, others, they say, I want the best education for my children, and based on that, apply for a residence, second passport, and will then be able, based on that, to send their children to study, for example, in the United Kingdom. So there are so many individual goals, and everybody will be able to, choose a specific program based on their needs.
And people might be hearing this and thinking, I would love to be able to do that, but it can be quite complex. So how does Passport Legacy then navigate the complexities of going through a program such as this?
Yeah, so since the 1st of October 2018, Passport Legacy has not been doing anything else but helping individuals to obtain a residency or a citizenship. So we help with obtaining the documentation, which can be quite complex, especially in countries that are currently, for example, in a war zone or in an economic crisis, right? We help them to obtain, for example, their birth certificates, their marriage certificates if they do not have them on hand. Other documentation like, medical checkup, etc., that we assist them with, which are all part of the requirements in individual countries. So that's where Passport Legacy comes in and really helps them with everything related to that. Passport Legacy is also a government authorized agent, which means that we are allowed to take the client's documentation and submit it to the government of choice.
It's so interesting because, you imagine it would be very straightforward, but there are things that you would know, having done this process for so many clients, that other people might not anticipate. And so it really pays to have someone who's really experienced in that area and has a foothold in several countries that can facilitate that as well.
Absolutely. It's very important because we are on the ground, right? With our 6 offices worldwide, we make sure that we handhold the client and assist them from day one to the day that they receive the citizenship, and also afterwards, because maybe they will apply as a single applicant, then get married, include the spouse, or they will have children or newborns, for example, or they need a passport renewal. So based on that, we are always on the ground and be able to take the client by the hand and assist them through the whole process for life.
And so let's look forward now and see, what do you foresee are going to be the changes that are going to be taking place in the citizenship by investment industry, and how does Passport Legacy plan on really meeting those changes?
One of the big challenges we face in this industry is always the EU being a little bit scared that the individual countries do not make the due diligence checks properly. There, I would just like to add on top of that the country, let's take St. Lucia or St. Kitts and Nevis, which are both based in the Caribbean, they outsource those due diligence checks to start with. These due diligence checks takes anywhere between 90 and 180 days from the day they start. They need to come with proof of address, proof of funds, employment details, medical checkup, as I mentioned before, birth and marriage certificate, and everything related to that. So that country of choice that they apply for citizenship usually knows more about the specific applicant than the country they are coming from. So if me personally, I'm from Switzerland, but if I apply now for a passport of St. Lucia, for example, St. Lucia will know way more about myself than Switzerland does, for example. And based on that, due diligence, in my opinion, is being done very, very strict in the Caribbean, but at the same time, the European Union is a little bit worried about this. But at the same time, the European Union also gives out close to 700,000 passports to people that live in the EU, depending on the country, for more than 5 years or 10 years, but there are no due diligence checks being taken on them. While in the Caribbean, in total, maybe 7,000 people a year apply. So quite a lot less than what is being given actually in the EU generally. But I would say this is our number one challenge, to be able to justify the industry to the European Union, and that they will be able to continue, especially the visa waivers with these countries.
Jeffrey Henseler, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.